Tom was sitting alone near his backyard pool on a very hot summer day. The sun was bright, and the air felt heavy. Tom looked at the clear blue water, thinking about how boring his life had become since school ended. All his friends were out of town, and there was nothing exciting to do. He picked up a small stone and threw it in the pool, watching the ripples spread. He did not know that his life was about to change in a way he could never imagine. Suddenly, Tom heard a strange sound from the other side of the fence. It was not the sound of a bird or a cat. It was like a soft, musical voice mixed with a whisper. He stood up quickly, feeling a little scared, but also curious. Tom moved closer to the fence and listened carefully. "Hello, is someone there?" Tom called out, his voice shaking a little. There was silence for a moment. Then, slowly, a face appeared behind the fence. But it was not a normal face. The skin was smooth and shining with a soft silver light, and the eyes were large and bright. Blue, like the sky just before sunset. The hair looked almost white, glowing gently as if it had its own light. Tom stared in shock. He could not move or speak. The girl behind the fence looked just as surprised to see him. She was wearing simple clothes, but they looked strange, almost like they were made from soft leaves and water drops. The girl spoke again, her voice gentle and clear. "Please, don't be afraid. I am lost. I need help." Her words were in perfect English, but her accent was different, musical and soft. Tom felt his fear slowly turning into curiosity. He took a deep breath and tried to speak without sounding rude. Who are you? Are you okay?" The girl looked at him with hopeful eyes. "My name is Lyra. I am not from here. Tiski. I just want to see the water." She pointed at the pool, her finger glowing slightly in the sunlight. "We do not have water like this where I come from." Tom tried to think fast. He remembered all the stories he had heard about aliens on TV and in books, but nothing could prepare him for this moment. Was this girl really an alien? Should he trust her? Should he call someone for help? But Lyra did not look dangerous. She looked tired, a little scared, and very curious about the pool. Tom made a quick decision. He walked to the gate and opened it slowly. "You can come in. But please, don't be afraid. This is just my home." Lyra smiled for the first time. Her smile was bright and made Tom feel warm inside. She walked in, looking around with wide eyes. When she saw the pool, her whole face lit up. "Is it safe?" she asked softly. Tom nodded. "Yes, it's just water. You can swim if you want." Lyra moved to the edge of the pool and knelt down. She touched the water with her finger. Where she touched, the water sparkled with tiny lights, as if small stars were floating under the surface. Tom watched in amazement. Without waiting, Lyra stood up and gently slipped into the pool. The water glowed around her body. She moved her arms, feeling the coolness and freedom. She dove under the surface and stayed there for what felt like a long time. Tom started to worry. Was she okay? Could she breathe underwater? Suddenly, Lyra shot up from the water, creating a big splash. She laughed, and the sound was full of joy. Tom felt himself smiling too, even though he was still a little nervous. Lyra swam faster than anyone he had ever seen, spinning and flipping under the water. Every move she made caused the pool to shimmer and glow with strange colors: blue, green, and silver lights danced on the water's surface. Tom sat on the poolside, unable to look away. He knew that he should feel afraid, but instead, he felt amazed. Who was this girl really? Why did she come here? Was someone looking for her? Was he in danger for helping her? But one thing was clear. Lyra was not like anyone he had ever met before. As the sun began to set, painting the sky orange and pink, Tom realized this was just the beginning. He had let a stranger into his world, and nothing would ever be the same. In that moment, Tom decided he would protect Lyra's secret, no matter what happened next. But deep down, he wondered what rules had he just broken. And what new dangers were waiting for both of them. Lyra floated in the pool, letting the water carry her. She had never felt so free before. On her home planet, everything was controlled. She was not allowed to do anything fun. Swimming in open water was just a dream for her. Now, here on Earth, with Tom, that dream was real. Tom watched her from the poolside, still amazed. Lyra was like a magical creature from a story. The way the water glowed around her was beautiful, and her laughter was like music. Tom felt happy, but also worried. He had so many questions, but he was scared to ask too much. After some time, Lyra came out of the water. Sitting down next to Tom, she shook her hair, and little drops of glowing water fell on the ground, making tiny sparks. Tom stared at her in wonder. Lyra looked at him, her eyes full of excitement. "Thank you, Tom," she said softly. "I have always wanted to swim like this, but I am not supposed to be here. My people have strict rules. We are told to stay away from humans." Tom was surprised. "Why? Did you do something wrong?" Lyra shook her head. "No, I just wanted to see Earth for myself. On my planet, everything is planned. No one is allowed to leave without permission, but I escaped. I broke the rules. If anyone finds me here, I could get into a lot of trouble. And you too, Tom. You are helping me." Tom's heart started beating faster. He never thought about the danger before. He looked around, checking if anyone was watching. "Will someone come for you?" he asked, his voice low. Lyra looked at the sky, her face a little sad. "Maybe. I do not know. Sometimes my people send patrols to find those who run away. But I was careful. I thought no one would notice." But she pointed to the water, which was still glowing. "Maybe I was wrong. Maybe someone saw the lights." Tom wanted to help her. He felt a strong connection to Lyra, even though they had just met. He thought for a moment, then said, "We'll be careful. I won't tell anyone. This is our secret." Lyra smiled at him. It was a warm, thankful smile. "You are a good friend, Tom. Not many humans would do this for someone like me." Tom felt proud, but he also felt the weight of responsibility. He did not want to put Lyra in danger, or his family either. But he could not turn her away. She trusted him. Suddenly, a sound came from the neighbor's yard. Tom and Lyra both froze. They could hear voices, children laughing, someone calling for dinner. Lyra pressed herself low to the ground, hiding behind the pool chair. Tom put a finger to his lips, telling her to stay quiet. The voices faded away, but Tom realized how risky this was. Lyra whispered, "I have to be extra careful. If your people find out, they might call others. Scientists, police, or even my own people." Tom nodded. He wanted to change the subject to make her feel safe. "Can you do other things, like with your powers?" Kay asked, trying to sound light. Lyra looked up, and her eyes sparkled. "Yes." "Watch." She reached her hand over the pool, and as she moved her fingers, little waves formed on the surface. The water started to rise and fall, following her hands. Then, with a small movement, she made a tiny whirlpool spin in the center of the pool. Tom's eyes grew wide. He clapped softly, amazed. Lyra giggled, happy to show her abilities. "I can also breathe underwater. I can talk to some sea creatures, but I must not show these powers to others. My people fear humans. They say humans are dangerous and cannot be trusted." Tom frowned. "That's not fair. Not all humans are bad." Lyra nodded, her face serious. "I know you are kind. It's why I chose your house. I saw you help a bird last week when it fell from a tree. I thought you would help me too." Tom blushed, feeling a little shy. He did not know she had been watching him. You're safe here, Lyra, I promise. As the evening came, the pool lights turned on, making the water shine even more. Lyra stood up, drying herself as best as she could. I should go before it gets dark. I will hide nearby and come back tomorrow, if that is okay. Tom agreed. Of course, I'll wait for you. Lyra smiled, then quickly climbed over the fence, disappearing into the shadows. Tom stood alone by the pool, feeling both excited and scared. He had broken the rules too, just like Lyra. He helped an alien, and now their secret adventure had begun. But as Tom walked inside his house, he did not see the small, blinking light in the bushes, a tiny drone, watching everything. Tom could not sleep that night. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the strange glowing water and Lyra's bright, otherworldly face. He kept thinking about the things she had said about her people, about breaking rules, about being watched. Tom wondered if he was being watched too. The world suddenly felt different, as if something invisible had changed. Early in the morning, Tom heard a soft tapping at his window. He sat up, his heart beating fast. When he looked outside, he saw Lyra standing under the big oak tree in his backyard, her silver hair almost shining in the dawn light. She waved to him, her face serious. Tom dressed quickly and sneaked out the back door. Lyra was waiting for him, looking worried. Tom, I did not sleep. I felt like someone was following me, she whispered. Tom looked around the yard. Everything seemed normal. The grass was wet with dew. Birds were singing, and his neighbor's cat sat on the fence, staring at them. But Lyra's fear was real. Tom wanted to make her feel safe. Maybe you're just nervous. No one saw us yesterday. Tom tried to reassure her. Lyra shook her head. No, I know when I am being watched. I learned to hide on my planet. Saw something last night. There was a blinking red light near the bushes, and I heard a buzzing sound. Tom's stomach twisted. He remembered his favorite science shows where hidden cameras and spy gadgets were everywhere. He started to search the bushes near the pool. That's when he saw it, a tiny silver object with a blinking red light, half hidden under a leaf. Tom picked it up. It was a small drone, no bigger than a cricket. He showed it to Lyra. Her face turned pale. That is not human technology. It belongs to my people. They must have sent it after me. They know I am here. Tom felt cold all over. What will happen now? Lyra was quiet. They will send someone to collect me. Maybe not today, but soon. I cannot let them find me, Tom. I am not ready to go back. Tom's mind raced. Can you destroy it, or hide somewhere else? Lyra shook her head. If I destroy it, they will know I found it. If I hide, they will still look here. They always find what they are searching for. Suddenly, a loud bark echoed across the yard. Tom's neighbor, Mr. Jenkins, was walking his big dog along the fence. The dog barked again, staring at Tom and Lyra. Mr. Jenkins stopped and looked over the fence. Morning, Tom. Who's your friend? I'm Mr. Jenkins called out, squinting at Lyra. Tom's heart skipped a beat. He tried to act normal. Just a cousin visiting for the summer. He called back, forcing a smile. Mr. Jenkins nodded, but he kept looking at Lyra, confused. All right, keep safe. He walked away, but Tom knew this was a warning. If anyone else saw Lyra, they might ask more questions. Lyra was frightened. He looked at me strangely. Your people are curious. Tom agreed. You have to be careful. Maybe you should change how you look when you go outside. Lyra nodded, thinking hard. I can try. My people can change some features. I can make my eyes darker and hide the glow in my hair, but only for a short time. Tom watched as Lyra closed her eyes. Slowly, her blue eyes turned brown, and her silver hair became a soft blonde. She looked almost human now, but still very beautiful. Tom was amazed. Wow, that's Incredible. Now you just look like a regular girl. Lyra smiled weakly. It is not easy to hold this shape, but I will try. I do not want to cause trouble for you. They both heard another sound, a car door slamming on the street. Tom peeked through the fence. A black car had parked near his house, and two people wearing dark suits stepped out. They were carrying strange devices and talking quietly, looking around as if searching for something. Lyra pulled Tom back. Those are not your police. They are from my world. They are called Watchers. Tom's heart raced. What do we do? Lyra spoke quickly, her voice shaking. We must not let them see me. If they find me, they will take me away, and you may never see me again. Tom thought fast. Go inside, hide in the basement. I'll talk to them if they come here. Lyra nodded and hurried inside Tom's house. Tom stayed outside, trying to look casual, but inside he was terrified. The two Watchers walked up to Tom's gate. One of them smiled, but it was a cold, fake smile. Good morning, young man. Have you seen anything unusual around here? Any strange animals or people? Tom shook his head. No, sir. Nothing strange. Just me and my family. The Watchers looked around, scanning the yard with their devices. For a moment, Tom thought they would come inside. But finally, they left, walking slowly down the street, still searching. Tom ran inside. Lyra was waiting in the dark basement, her eyes wide with fear. Tom hugged her, and for the first time, he realized how much he wanted to protect her. Outside, the sun was rising, but shadows were growing all around them. Asterisk in the darkness of Tom's basement, Lyra sat on a pile of old blankets. She hugged her knees and tried to calm her breathing. Tom brought her some water and an apple, the only food he could carry without making noise. Lyra looked at the apple, turning it over in her hands, as if she had never seen one before. Tom sat beside her, whispering, "Are you okay?" I think they believed me. Lyra nodded, but she looked troubled. Thank you, Tom. I am just tired. I have not slept well since I came to your world. There is so much noise, so many people. On my planet, it is quiet. I feel alone here, even when I am with you. Tom wanted to help, but he didn't know how. He reached out, touching her shoulder gently. You're not alone. I'm here. I'll protect you. Lyra smiled, but her eyes were sad. I wish I could stay forever, but if I stay, I will never see my home again. My people will mark me as a traitor. I will not belong anywhere. Tom thought about this. He wanted Lyra to stay. She made his world feel magical and full of adventure, but he did not want her to lose everything she loved. He remembered how she glowed in the pool and how happy she looked in the water. Lyra, Tom whispered. What happens if you stay here too long? Will you really change? Lyra looked down at her hands, which shimmered faintly in the dark. Yes, our bodies are different from humans. The water here is not like the water on my world. If I swim in it again, I will become more like you. I will get new abilities, but I can never go home. I will be stuck between two worlds. Tom listened carefully, trying to understand. What kind of abilities? Lyra hesitated, then said, I don't know. No one has ever done it before. Our leaders say it is dangerous, that we will lose ourselves, but I do not feel lost when I am with you. I feel free. I feel alive. Tom felt his heart beat faster. He wanted to help Lyra make the right choice. It's your decision, Lyra. I will support you, whatever you choose. But if you want to swim again, I will help you. Lyra nodded slowly. I want to swim again, Tom. Just one more time. Maybe it will help me decide. They waited until night. The house was quiet, and Tom's family was asleep. Tom led Lyra back to the pool, moving quietly through the shadows. The sky was dark, but the moon was bright, covering the backyard in silver light. Lyra stood at the edge of the pool, her toes touching the cool water. She took a deep breath and looked at Tom. "If something happens to me, do not be afraid. I trust you." Tom nodded, watching closely. Lyra slipped into the water. Instantly, the pool began to glow even brighter than before. Colors danced on the surface: blue, green, purple, and silver. Lyra floated on her back, her eyes closed. She moved her hands, making little waves and circles in the water. Tom stared in awe. He saw her hair spread out like a halo, shining with energy. Suddenly, the water around Lyra started to bubble, as if she was surrounded by invisible power. She dove under, disappearing into the glowing pool. Minutes passed. Tom waited, heart pounding. What if she could not come back up? What if her people found them now? Then, without warning, Lyra burst out of the water, laughing with pure joy. But something was different. The air around her was electric, and she seemed taller, more powerful. Her eyes glowed with a soft light, even as she tried to hide it. Tom reached for her hand. And as soon as he touched her, he felt a warm, gentle energy flow through his fingers. Lyra looked at him, smiling. "I feel different, Tom. Stronger. I think I am changing." Tom smiled, but inside, he was worried. "Are you okay?" Lyra nodded. "Yes. I am not afraid anymore. I want to stay. I want to see what I become." Suddenly, a noise broke the silence. The pool lights flickered, and a dark shadow moved behind the fence. Lyra pulled Tom close, whispering, "We are not alone." Tom saw a pair of red eyes watching from the darkness. The watchers had returned. Lyra's hand squeezed his. "This is my last chance. If they find me, I will lose everything." Tom's mind raced. "Hide in the pool. Hide in the pool. I'll distract them." Lyra nodded and dove back into the glowing water, her body disappearing beneath the light. Tom stood tall, facing the darkness, ready to do whatever it took to protect his friend. Tom's heart was pounding as he faced the darkness. He tried to stand tall and brave, even though he felt small and scared inside. The air was cold, and the only light came from the glowing water in the pool behind him. Lyra was hidden below the surface, trusting Tom to keep her safe. The red eyes in the shadows blinked, then disappeared. Tom waited, holding his breath. For a moment, everything was silent. Then he heard soft footsteps moving away from the fence. Whoever or whatever was watching them was gone, at least for now. Tom turned back to the pool and knelt down. "Lyra," he whispered, "it's safe. They're gone." Slowly, Lyra surfaced, her hair floating like silver ribbons around her face. She looked worried, but tried to smile. "Thank you, Tom. You are very brave." Tom shook his head. "I'm just trying to help, but I'm scared, Lyra. They know you're here. They're watching us. What if they come back with more people?" Lyra looked at the glowing water, thinking, "We have to be careful now. The watchers are very smart. They don't give up easily. They will try to catch me when I am not ready." Tom thought for a moment. "Maybe we should stop swimming for a while. Maybe if they don't see the lights, they'll think you're gone." Lyra nodded slowly, but she looked sad. "I understand. I will hide. But Tom, you must also be careful. The watchers do not trust humans who help my kind. You could be in danger too." Tom felt a chill run through him. He had not thought about that before. He didn't want anything bad to happen to his family. He decided to be more careful. The next morning, Tom woke up early and looked out his window. The pool was quiet, but something felt wrong. He went outside and saw strange footprints near the fence prints that were too big and too thin to be human. He also saw a small black device stuck under the pool chair. It looked like a camera, but with alien symbols on it. Tom quickly picked it up and hid it in the shed. He realized the watchers were getting desperate. They were leaving signs and tools behind, hoping to catch Lyra when she least expected it. Later that day, Tom's parents started to notice things. His mom asked, "Why is the pool glowing at night?" "Did you put lights in it?" Tom tried to act normal. "I think it's just a trick of the water." "Maybe it's the new pool chemicals," he said, hoping she would believe him. His dad frowned. "Well, make sure nothing dangerous is going on." "We don't want any trouble," Tom promised. But inside, he knew the real danger was not the pool, it was the watchers. He decided to warn Lyra to stay hidden during the day and only come out at night. That evening, as the sun set, Tom went to the pool and tapped the side gently. After a moment, Lyra's face appeared in the water. "Is it safe?" she whispered. Tom nodded. "For now? But they left something here." "They're getting closer, Lyra. You have to be very careful." Lyra listened, her face serious. "I will stay under the water as much as I can. I can breathe down there for a long time. The watchers cannot follow me into the deep." Tom looked at her, worried. "How long can you hide?" Lyra smiled a little. "As long as I need to. My body is changing, Tom. I can feel it. I am stronger, and the water helps me. But I miss the sun, and I miss talking to you." Tom wished things could go back to the way they were, simple and fun. But now, every shadow looked like danger, and every sound made his heart jump. One night, while Tom was trying to sleep, he heard a loud crash outside. He jumped up and ran to the window. He saw 3 strange figures standing by the pool, shining bright lights into the water. They were the watchers, tall and thin, with silver suits and glowing eyes. Tom ran downstairs and out the back door. "Hey, what are you doing?" he shouted, hoping to scare them off. The watchers turned and looked at him. One of them spoke in a cold, strange voice. "Where is the girl? She does not belong here." Tom stood his ground. "There's no one here. Leave us alone." The watchers ignored him and began scanning the pool with their devices. Suddenly, the water exploded in light as Lyra shot out, her eyes glowing with energy. She landed beside Tom, ready to defend herself. The watchers stepped back in shock. One of them pointed a device at Lyra, but she moved quickly, creating a wave that knocked the device out of their hand. Tom grabbed Lyra's hand. "Come on. Run." They raced toward the house as the watchers shouted and chased after them. The first time Tom realized how much danger they were really in as they reached the back door. Lyra turned to Tom. "They will not stop. Tom, we must be brave now. Together." Tom nodded, knowing the real fight was only just beginning. Tom and Lyra rushed inside the house, their hearts racing. Tom quickly locked the back door and pulled the curtains shut. Lyra stood beside him, breathing fast, her eyes glowing softly, even in the dark. Outside, the watchers moved around the pool, searching with their strange machines. But for now, Tom and Lyra were safe. Tom's parents were still asleep. But Tom knew it was only a matter of time before someone else noticed the trouble outside. He led Lyra down to the basement again, where it was dark and cool. Lyra sat down, hugging herself. She looked tired and scared, but she tried to smile for Tom. "I'm sorry," Lyra whispered. "You did not have to do all this for me." Tom shook his head. "You're my friend, Lyra. I promised I would help you. We have to find a way to make the watchers leave." Lyra nodded, but her face showed worry. "The watchers are stubborn. They think they know what is best for me. They will not stop until I go back with them. But if I go, I will never be free again." Tom sat beside her, thinking hard. "Is there anything we can do? Can you fight them with your powers?" Lyra looked down at her hands. "My powers are growing, but I don't want to hurt anyone. My people believe in peace. But maybe, if I finish changing, I will be strong enough to make them leave without fighting. Tom leaned forward. How do you finish changing? Lyra looked at him, hope in her eyes. If I swim one last time in your pool, under the moonlight, I think I will complete my transformation. After that, I might be able to protect us both. But it is risky. The Watchers are waiting. If they catch me during the change, they could stop me forever. Tom stood up, determination on his face. Then we won't let them catch you. I'll help you. Let's do it tonight, before they bring more Watchers. Lyra smiled, feeling stronger with Tom by her side. They waited until the house was completely silent and the night was at its darkest. Then, together, they crept outside. The air was cool, and the pool water shimmered gently in the moonlight. Lyra walked to the edge of the pool, her silver hair and glowing eyes shining brighter than ever. Tom squeezed her hand. You can do this. I believe in you. Lyra nodded and stepped into the water. Instantly, the pool exploded with colors blue, green, purple, and white light danced across the surface. Tom watched in awe as Lyra floated in the center, her body glowing. She took a deep breath and dove beneath. The water, her shape twisting and changing as she swam. Just then, the Watchers spotted the glowing pool. 3 of them jumped the fence, their machines making loud, buzzing noises. They pointed their devices at the water, trying to scan for Lyra. Tom ran to the edge of the pool, standing between the Watchers and the water. Leave her alone, he shouted. She's not hurting anyone. One Watcher stepped forward, his voice cold and flat. Human, you do not understand. The girl does not belong here. Step aside. Tom refused to move. She's my friend. She deserves to choose her own life. Suddenly, the water started to bubble wildly. Lyra rose from the pool, her eyes shining with silver fire. She looked powerful and strong, more alien than ever, but also more human. The air felt charged, and the Watchers stepped back in surprise. Lyra spoke in a voice that was calm and clear. I am not going back. This is my life now. I choose to stay. Leave us alone. The Watchers tried to use their machines, but as soon as they pointed them at Lyra, she raised her hands. Waves of energy rippled out, short-circuiting the devices. Sparks flew, and the Watchers' machines stopped working. Your rules do not control me anymore, Lyra said firmly. I am free. I am part of this world now. The Watchers looked at each other, confused and afraid. One of them spoke into a small communicator. Mission failed. She is beyond our control now. They slowly backed away, jumping over the fence and disappearing into the darkness. Tom ran to Lyra, hugging her tightly. She smiled at him, tears shining in her eyes. It's over, Tom. I'm finally free. Tom felt a huge weight lift off his chest. He grinned. You did it. You're amazing, Lyra. Lyra laughed, happiness shining on her face. Up. She stepped out of the pool, stronger and more confident than ever. For the first time, she was not afraid. But Tom knew their lives would never be normal again. Lyra's transformation was complete, but there were still many questions. What new powers did she have? Would other aliens come looking for her? How would they keep her secret? As the first light of dawn touched the sky, Tom and Lyra sat by the pool, watching the stars fade. Whatever happened next, they knew they could face it together. Tom and Lyra sat side by side at the edge of the pool as the sky changed from night to soft morning blue. The stars slowly disappeared, and gentle birdsong filled the air. The pool, still glowing a little from Lyra's final swim, now looked calm and peaceful. The chaos of the night was over, but both Tom and Lyra knew everything was different now. Lyra looked at her reflection in the water. She touched her cheek, noticing the faint glow had settled into her skin, softer than before, but still there, like a hidden light. Her hair now shimmered gold and silver together. Her eyes were deep blue, but human-like too. She felt strong, and her fears were gone. Tom watched her, amazed. "How do you feel?" he asked softly. Lyra smiled, her face peaceful. "I feel like I finally belong somewhere, Tom. Not just between two worlds, but part of something real. I'm not scared anymore. I know who I am." Tom grinned, but a thought made him worry. "Do you think the Watchers will come back?" Lyra shook her head. "No. They saw what happened. Their rules don't work on me now. They can't force me to leave, and I don't think they'll try again. Maybe one day they'll understand I just wanted a home." Tom felt relief. He was glad Lyra could stay, but he also realized that hiding her would not be easy. "What will you do now?" he asked. Lyra looked up at the sunrise, thinking, "I want to live. I want to learn more about humans. I want to see the world not as a runaway, but as someone free." She paused. But I'll have to stay hidden from most people, at least for now. I can change how I look, remember? I'll use that. Maybe I can go to school with you, or help your family in small ways." Tom nodded, excited. "We'll find a way. You're my friend. We can handle anything together." They both heard footsteps. Tom's mother was coming into the kitchen. Lyra quickly shifted her appearance, her hair turning brown and her skin becoming less shiny. She looked almost exactly like a regular girl. Tom smiled. "That's perfect. Just act normal." Lyra laughed. "Normal is new for me, but I'll try." A little later, Tom introduced Lyra to his family as a distant cousin visiting from far away. His parents were surprised, but since Tom's story sounded simple, they believed him. Lyra was polite, smart, and gentle. Tom's little sister liked her immediately, asking her about her favorite books and food. Over the next days, Lyra learned how to live as a human. She tasted chocolate for the first time and made a funny face at the sweetness. She watched cartoons, played games, and laughed at Tom's silly jokes. She went for walks in the garden, feeling the sun on her skin. Every moment was a new experience, and she enjoyed even the smallest things. But sometimes, when no one was looking, Lyra would use her powers. She healed a bird's broken wing. She made a small rain cloud appear over Tom's favorite plant, too. Help it grow. She could still breathe underwater, and sometimes at night, she and Tom would swim together in the pool, the water glowing with gentle light. Even though the Watchers were gone, Tom and Lyra stayed alert. Sometimes, at night, they saw strange lights in the sky, maybe other aliens watching from far away. But Lyra was never afraid. She knew she was strong now, and she had Tom beside her. One evening, Tom sat with Lyra on the porch. "Do you ever miss your old world?" he asked. Lyra thought for a long time. "Sometimes, but I don't want to go back. Here, I can be myself. I have a family now. I have a friend. Maybe, one day, I can help others like me find freedom too." Tom felt proud. He realized this adventure had changed him as well. He was no longer just a bored boy sitting by the pool. He was part of something big and important. As summer passed, life returned to normal for everyone else, but not for Tom and Lyra. Their secret friendship grew deeper every day. Tom promised to protect Lyra, and she promised to help him whenever he needed her. They made a secret code so Lyra could signal Tom if she ever needed to hide again. One night, as they sat by the pool and watched the stars, Lyra said, "Thank you, Tom. You broke the rules for me. You showed me what real friendship means." Tom smiled, looking up at the sky. "You did the same for me, Lyra. You showed me that sometimes breaking the rules is the only way to find something wonderful." Together, they watched a shooting star fly across the sky. It was a sign of hope, a promise of more adventures and new beginnings. As long as they were together, Tom and Lyra knew anything was possible.